ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం. శ్రుతిస్మృతిపురాణానామాలయం కరుణాలయం నమామి భగవత్పాదశంకరం లోకశంకరం. విముచ్య మాయామయకార్యతామిహ ప్రశాంతిమాయా హ్యసదీహితాత్ సదా. We have seen up to that to an extent. Aham param brahma sada vimuktavat tatha jamekam dvayavarjitam yataha. So yataha is because. So you give up in this world, in this life. O mind, O silly mind, you give up the unreal. Why do you hold on to the unreal? You just give up. Because that is the connection. In Upadesha Sahasri, the Anvayam. Anvayam means putting the jumbled words into a sentence format. That is called syntax. That is a bit difficult. The text is like that. So, O mind, why do you hold on to the unreal? You give it up. So, yataha, because you know who I am, aham. So by the time you are done with the renunciation of the unreal, you see, you have to give up only the unreal. You are not advised to give up the real. So the false you have to give up. What is the problem in giving up the false? There is the problem. The problem is we are badly conditioned and we developed a kind of attachment to the false, and we seek security in the falsehood. These are some of the bitter facts of life. And I tell you one thing. Can I take a little credit for myself? Do you give it that privilege to me? Nobody will tell you the things that I am telling you. Give me that credit. I am not asking for anything else. I take my bhiksha in a bhandara. I don't even ask for bhiksha. Bhiksha I get in the form of a bhandara. Somewhere, the spirit of bhandara, not exactly the bhandara all the time. Therefore, somehow I happen to be a maverick who ends up saying statements which nobody else says. And so you allow this voice to continue. Don't stifle it. Okay? Be open-minded. Don't tell, oh, you are sucking like that, but somewhere else, something else is going on. You reconcile the two. You don't ask me to reconcile. I won't. Why should I reconcile? There is a satsang question like that. Why should I reconcile? You reconcile to me. I throw a challenge at you. You reconcile. We go and participate in the worship of Ganga, and then we pollute Ganga. Even in a small way during our own worship, we pollute Ganga. You reconcile that first, then I will reconcile Upadesha Sahasri with what is going all around. You are quite all right with your contradictions, and I have to reconcile contradictions. No, that is not going to happen. Then I am teaching Upadesha Sahasri. I am not teaching Venkatachala Mahatmyam of Skanda Purana. You are looking at the highest text of Vedanta. And I have to do justice to that. You see, I don't know this art of reading the verse and saying something else as an explanation. That kind of an art, I don't have it. I am a very innocent guy, I suppose. At least to the extent that I read the verse and say what it says. To that extent I am innocent. I may not be innocent everywhere else, but up to that point I am innocent. So anyway, Therefore, yataha, because, oh silly mind, you give up the falsehood. Have the courage to give up the falsehood. You are unable to give up the falsehood because you developed a sense of security in the falsity. You feel secure when you enclose yourself in the false. See that. And so you don't want anybody to shake that false because you are secure within. If I take away the false cloak, you become exposed. You don't want to be exposed. When you don't want to be exposed, you will never know the truth. You should stand exposed, utterly naked, in spirit, to know the truth. Therefore, O silly mind, give up your structures of security, the false structures of security, you give up. Yataha, because I have nothing to do with you. So, asadi hitat prashanti mayahi, you be quiet, because I am not connected with you. I am not you. I am what I am. What am I? Aham param brahma. You see, these words, you can explain them in a conceptual way, or you can discuss the same statement in a way that it is something that you can see now and here. Two ways you can express. Aham param brahma. Param brahma, what does it mean? Param brahma. So the conceptual way is Sarva Jagat Karanam Brahma. The Brahma, which is the origin of the entire universe. So entire universe is a concept, The entire universe, it is not before you. You conceive the entire universe, which is fine. You have to conceive that way. And then it has originated from that Brahma. And what is the Brahma? So Brahma is Sarvajna, all-knowing, Sarva Shakti. So you have a standard set of expressions, Sarva Shakti. So how to know the Brahma? You have to know the Brahma. You are not going to know it immediately. Don't be so greedy. And so you will know it. Eventually you will know it. And when you know it, you will know that Aham Brahmasmi. How is that explanation? So this is how it becomes a very conceptual. It is all true. I am not saying it is not true, but I would like to put it in a slightly different way. You see, what is param? Param is you have to transcend yourself. It's a battle that you have to fight against your own base self, the small self, the small little ego self. Ego is parading as the self. Ego is masquerading as the real self. It is not the real self, but it is masquerading as the real self. And so you have to win a battle against that ego and that petty little self. And it tries to keep you enclosed in the false security of body-mind identified persona. That is how it tries to keep you. You have to transcend yourself, like the body is there. The body is never entirely satisfactory. In the youth, it is never strong enough. I would love to be more stronger. In the youth, it is never beautiful enough. That's why there are so many beauty efforts going on to beautify the body, because it is never beautiful enough. And even the Miss Universe is not beautiful enough in her own thinking. And it is, when the age comes, it is never healthy enough. And it is never comfortable enough. The body is like that. And that body, which can never be happy, never be in comfort, never be beautiful, never be healthy, that body, you want to identify with that and remain unhappy, unhealthy, and ugly whole life? You don't want. Suppose you are the body, then you are condemned to be unhappy, unhealthy, and ugly for the whole life. But are you? Not. The Shastra says not. Come on, lift yourself up. Atmanatmanam uddharet. You lift, nobody else will lift you up. No, our Guru promised me to lift you up. He made a mistake in making that promise to you, and you making another mistake to take that promise. Atmanat, Shri Krishna told Arjuna, come on, you get up. I am not going to pull you up. So, therefore, you have to transcend your own petty little self. The desiring self, you have to transcend. The copywriting self. Copywriting self is, I have done this, I am the author of that, I own this. This is the copywriting self. And so you have to rise above that copywriting self. And the self which is ever in fear, the superstitious self, you have to rise above that. You have to transcend. You have to transcend. Transcend doesn't mean something physical. So instead of staying in Rishikesh, go to Nelakanthi. That is not transcending. Going 1,000 feet above. You know what I mean, transcending. The spirit of the word you have to take. You should not question the words also. Don't use that word. I cannot do that kind of a thing. I will use all my words. One Mahatma approached me and said, well, Swami, why do you use this word? I told, come on. Don't ask, you tie my legs and want me to run? I cannot. I will use my word, those. I don't like that word. God bless you. So, I suggest you give up. Therefore, you have to transcend your own little self. I suggest you sit in meditation. What is meditation? So, you look at yourself, you are the body. The one who comes to the meditation class or session is the person. And who sits, the person sits. And the person is waiting for instruction in the guided meditation. But the instruction comes and you allow the instruction to take you over and the person is no more. The person is no more. I suggest you drop the mind, the activity, allow the mind to drop its effort. You look at the mind and allow it to drop. It will drop. And then you are no more a person. When the mental activity is not there, now you are not a person. You are something beyond a person. And this is a transportation, free transportation. You need not pay for anything. Like we sadhus, we can cross Ganga without paying. I stood in the queue to pay 1 rupee or 5 rupees, or 1 rupee in those days. Then the person, hey Maharaj, go and sit. No, ticket, goli maro, go and sit. Then somebody told Maharaj, you need not pay. Oh, I learned a lesson at that time. This is 2 decades back. Therefore I sat there and I was the only person sitting in the boat. And all people are purchasing and then the boat is full. Then he took us to the other side. That is my advantage. So it's a free transport, you know. You need not pay anything to go to the other shore. Similarly, here it's a free transport. Meditation is a free transport. You need not pay any price. You need not perform any ritual. You need not do any upasana. It just, the ritual and upasana are the cost or the price you have to pay to go to heaven, etc. Here it is a price, there is no price. It is free transport from the body-mind identified petty little copywriting, worried and scared persona. That is the persona, right? From that to what? The impersonal reality. That is the transport. And that impersonal reality is called Param. It is Param. It is beyond. Param is beyond. So, in Sanskrit, the word Param has many meanings. It can be a noun like Param Brahma, Param Pare Parani. Noun. It can be Pullingam also. Paraha Parau Pare, Sarvanama. You should not say like Rama. Paraha Parau Pare. Anyway. And it can be an avyayam also. Sometimes Param Graham Gacchami. I am just going to the home, nowhere else. There the Param is avyayam. Kriya Visheshanam. So, the Param, it has the meaning of the higher, the transcendental. That is the higher. And I am the transcendental self, not the petty little body identified self. Therefore, this journey is from myself to myself. Got it? It is the journey. And this is a journey in which there is no space. Generally, journey implies a space. Here there is no space. What kind of space is there in meditation? And there is no time. That's why it is a timeless journey in a pathless land, as one saintly person puts it. That is the journey. And then what is this Brahma? I always like to say this statement. It's a refrain from me. That is, Brahma is not a huge boulder-like thing sitting somewhere. Now, I ask you one question. You tell me honestly, the moment you hear the word Brahma, do you feel about it as though it is something big, something, some heavyweight thing, the word, something big, something away, and something other? Do you feel like that or not? Thank God, but it is likely that you feel like that. Those of you who are willing to say no, God bless you. But it is likely that you may feel like that. The sense of otherness. Suppose I say Brahma. Do you get the sense of otherness or not? Suppose there is Mr. Johnson sitting in the class. I say, oh Mr. Johnson, will he get the sense of otherness or will he get the sense of myself? And when I say Brahma, what sense you are getting? The sense of otherness. The sense of bigness. Brahma is big. Brahma, they say like that. So, in the sense of big, they say. In the villages also, there is an expression, so like a big thing, or unknown thing, or mysterious thing. And one scholarly person, he is a great scholar of Vedanta, he said Brahma Padartha. I said, why do you say Brahma Padartha? So Brahma itself is giving a sense of otherness to us. Now you add this word Padartha to that. So Padartha means a thing. So now Brahma Padartha, what are you talking Brahma Padartha? So Sapta Padartha, like Tarka Sangraha begins. Sapta Padartha. There are 7 things. So like that they begin. Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samavaya, Abhava, Samanya. Like that Sapta Padartha. Like that Brahma is also another Padartha. Why do you use such a word? Already people look at Brahma as something the other and big and mysterious and something unknown. Something unknown is all right. So like that they look at it, and you, by adding the Padartha, you are pulling it further away from the vision of people. So this is how we look at Brahma. But Brahma is, you know what Brahma means? I will give you the explanation of Brahma in a slightly different way. the conceptual way, I have already told you. What is Brahma? Don't you know what Brahma is? Janmadhyasya yataha. You can quote that. And you can quote a few mantras also if you know. Yato va imani bhutani jayante ityadi. But I will make it. All those mantras have a meaning. They all should be understood in a way that Brahma feels near to you. Not Brahma that appears far from you. You should feel it something near, something that you can access. You know the word access? It's a computer word. You can access it like Wi-Fi. You can access it now and here. You should be able to access Brahman. Then there is some meaning. You put it at a safe distance, sometimes purposefully, because we don't want to be disturbed from our cocoons that we built around us. Therefore, keep Brahma separately. So, don't do that way. Brahma is the translation of Brahma, the word Brahma, Broha, Bruhi, Vruddhau. So, that Ma comes as a pratyaya. In fact, it is Man, Brahman. In Unadi of Panini, there is a pratyaya called Manin. So, Manin pratyaya, that in Idvarna it will go. Man remains, Brahman. But Prathama Ekavachanam becomes Brahma. Brahma, Brahmani, Brahmani. So, Brahma. The word Brahman coming from the verbal root, the Broha, Bruhi, Vruddhau, means spaceless reality. That which is real and spaceless. That is what Brahma is. Now, spaceless. Where is the spaceless? I tell you, it is in you. I have done this meditation, that aliveness meditation. But more than that, let me spend a little while on this. So, you examine your own, the primordial sense, the anubhava of yourself. That is, I am. The sense of I, the I amness, you examine it. You can be that and you can explore it. You explore it. Like, for example, I say like this, you tell me, I am in Hrishikesh. And then I travel to Delhi, take a flight and go to Delhi. I am in Delhi. Then I take another flight and go to Hyderabad. I am in Hyderabad. Okay? Now, you tell me, is there any distinction in the I amness, that sense of I amness, as you move one place to another place, to another place, to another place? Is there any distinction in that I amness? No, it is the same. What does it prove? You see, in chemistry, we design experiments. How do we design? This reaction is there. A plus B gives product. Okay? That is the reaction, chemical reaction. Now, what is the effect of temperature on the speed of this reaction? We want to design. The reaction is going slowly. It takes a day for the reaction to complete. Will temperature has any effect upon the reaction speed? I want to know. Not only the speed of the reaction, sometimes the nature of the reaction also may change according to the temperature. The reactants may behave in a particular way at a lower temperature, and they may behave altogether differently at a higher temperature. It is possible. I want to know all that. So what I do, A plus B gives products. I have done that reaction at 40 degrees centigrade. Then I do the same reaction. Keep all other parameters the same. The volume, the amount of reactants, everything I keep same. Pressure, everything remains the same. Instead of doing the reaction at 40 degrees, now I do it at 80 degrees. Two temperatures, 140 and 180. And I notice that the reaction behaves exactly the same at both temperatures. Now what is the conclusion? The conclusion is the reaction is independent of temperature. That is the conclusion. Therefore, you need not heat it, you need not cool it. Temperature has no effect upon it. Just do it at ambient temperature. That is how they conclude. Similarly, you explore your I amness, it is the same. Whether you are in Kashi, or whether you are in Jerusalem, or you are in Las Vegas. I am giving some extreme examples. Wherever you are, the sense of I am is same. Unless you somehow push yourself into believing that somehow you are different in Kashi and you are different in Hyderabad. Without exploring, just you want to believe that way, you are welcome to your belief. But don't ask me to reconcile your beliefs. You reconcile if you want to reconcile. Don't want me to reconcile. I won't reconcile your beliefs. And I won't reconcile your contradictions. If you can, you do. Otherwise, God bless you. So, therefore, if you correctly explore the sense of I am, that I am sense is the primordial sense of yourself. It is everything. And everything else is because of that. All your religions, all your social life, all your family relations, this and that, is consequent to I am. Without I am, nothing is there. Even God has to wait before the I am happens. Dhruva was, this is a story from Bhagavatam, Dhruva was in severe penance or austerity. And so he is mentally worshipping God. And God arrived. God arrived. The story goes like that. Dhruva doesn't open his eyes. And God made like that, he adjusted his throat. Something, I am saying like that. But Dhruva doesn't recognize, the God has arrived and Dhruva doesn't recognize. Now the poor God has to wait for Dhruva to recognize, otherwise he is just as if he is not there. And then he disturbs the concentration of Dhruva. He disturbs. And then Dhruva is disturbed. Why my mental worship or meditation is disturbed? What could be the reason? Okay, I'll take a sip of water and again I will start meditation. He opened his eyes. The I am sense of Dhruva is now awake. And then he recognizes God. Poor God has to wait for the I am sense to bloom. Can you see that? And in that sense of I am, in that I am sense, you explore it. You explore that I am sense. There are two ways of exploring the I am sense. One is, be the I am. Just be the I am. That is the meditation. The Nisargadatta way. Or you explore, who am I? The Ramana way. You explore that I amness because it holds the secret of spacelessness in it and also the secret of timelessness in it. By mistake, you take this I am sense and connect it to the silly body. The body doesn't ask you to connect, but you go and connect with the body. Stop that, as said in the first half. You connect, don't stop connecting with all this body-mind. Then the pure I amness blooms or blossoms and it transcends its own folly of identifying with the body-mind. And in doing so, it blossoms into the Brahma. Aham Param Brahma, the spaceless reality. Therefore, the spaceless reality or truth, the spaceless and timeless truth is now and here embedded in the sense of primordial sense of I amness. So you should, therefore, I would put it this way. The sense of I am, that I amness, is the window to the truth. It is the window to the truth. I am not saying it is the truth. It is the window to the truth. And if you want to be timeless, be the I am. If you want to be spaceless, be the I am. If you want to be free from birth and death, be the I am. Because in the I am sense, there is no birth, there is no death. Because it is timeless and spaceless. Be the I am. I am is the window to the truth. As you abide in the I am, ayi patati aham nija vibhanakam. Like that. There is a vakya from Upadesha Sara of Sri Ramana Maharshi. This I am, it falls. Patati means it falls. Means it merges. And you now abide as pure Brahman. Aham Param Brahma. This Aham Param Brahma, there, that Aham, it is not like Aham Raja. That is the comparison, contrast given. Aham Raja means I am the king. That means this young man who was not the king yet, he is anointed on a given day. And the moment he is anointed, he is now what? I am the king. That means the sense of being a person, I am a person, remains. The kingship, the status of king comes and attaches to the person. That's why he puts a crown also. A crown on the head. Now the person is the person, but the king status comes and attaches itself to the person. This is how Aham Raja works. Aham Brahma is not like that. Don't confuse Aham Brahma like that. Aham Brahma can be the most blasphemous statement and also the most truthful statement at the same time. If you make Brahma an attribute to Aham, the egoic sense, Aham the ego, body-mind identified persona, if you make Brahma an attribute to that, it is the most blasphemous statement. And that is how these people understood, and they have crucified Christ for that blasphemy. When he said, I am the king. Are you the king? He did not deny that. So some such thing. You have to go through the details of that episode. Pilate washes off his hands and Christ is crucified for saying something akin to Aham Brahma. It is from his standpoint, he is making the most truthful statement. And from these silly people's standpoint, he is blaspheming and therefore crucified. From the Romans' standpoint, the Romans are not concerned about the blasphemy, and the Romans are the rulers. From their standpoint, Christ apparently violated the law. For Romans, law is very important. Not like for Indians. For us, law is not so important. We don't pay much attention to the law. We believe in higher things, not the mortal laws. So, anyway, for example, we see the red light. In Hyderabad, we see the red light. And then below the red light, those who violate the red light will be fined. That also we see. And we go through. Because we don't care for law. No, it may lead to accidents. Accidents are not done or undone by red light and green light. Accident by a higher power. So, Aham Param Brahma. Therefore, in negating the local self, there is a local self, you know. So, in negating the local self, transcending and negating are one and the same. In negating the local self, the petty self, you merge into, as though there is not any merger, some statement like Bhutapurva Gati. So, in Aham Brahma, as a truthful statement, Aham is transcended. As the Aham transcends itself, as the Aham negates its own false identification, it becomes one with the Brahma. That negation is very critical there. That param is negation. Param is another way of negating. Aham param brahma. And I am ever liberated. I don't become liberated anew. Freshly liberated, no. I am ever liberated. In fact, when I realize my true self, I will understand I was never anything other than this true self. And I was never born like that. It is like I was in a dream, a beggar, and I wake up. And I know I need not become something other than beggar now, because I know that I was never a beggar. That is how you wake up. That is how realization is. The moment you wake up, you are not beggar anymore. And you know that not only you are not beggar, but also you were never a beggar. You were never a beggar. That also you know. That is called waking up. Therefore, you are ever liberated and you were never born. You should know that. This is the refrain. You know what is the refrain? Which is said again and again and again. That is called refrain. And so, ajam, you are birthless. You have to come to that. The human folly knows no bounds, because people believe that they were born. How do you know that you were born? How do you know? It's hearsay. I'm not saying hearsay. I'm saying hearsay. There is a difference. So it's a hearsay. Somebody told you, no, my mother told me. That's okay. She told that she is the mother, and she told that you are born. So you take them like that. There is nothing first hand about it. And I suggest, I will throw a challenge at you. You believe only whatever is first hand. And whatever is not first hand, you ignore it. How will it be? Did you ever pay attention to that? You know what will happen? You will not be 90% of your present self. 99% of your present self gets negated right away. Because you know only one thing first hand, only one thing. And that is, I am. Other than that, you don't know anything first hand. And everything else is hearsay, second hand. We are second hand people. Like one day I said America, I was saying about America, may not be right to make a statement to make. I said like this, and the friend of mine, he said, yeah, there seems to be some point in what you say. I said, America is a nation of used cars. Because America, wherever you go, in every village, there is a shop where used cars are sold. They don't call second-hand cars, because it doesn't sound good. They say used cars, come with a guarantee certificate, as if it is new one. Used cars. And they say even better word, pre-owned cars, like that. Therefore, we are second-hand people. And Atma is the first hand. Very simple it is. And unless you negate this second-hand thing, you will not come to the first hand. So, ajam, you are birthless. Ekam. Ekam is not one of 1, 2, 3, 4, not that one. Ekam is not that one. It is not Sankhya. So, it is eti iti ekam. Eti vyapnoti iti ekam. It is all pervasive. Like space is one. Space is one means out of two spaces, you are picking up one space. Like out of two fruits, you take one fruit. It is not like that. There are no two spaces. When we say one to space, we say it is one without a second. That's why advayam. That is a better word. But then ekam is also a good word in this sense, not as a sankhya, but as eti iti ekam, the one which eti vyapnoti. So, inigatav. So, that is the ekam. That's why dvaya varjitam. Here ekam is explained as dvaya varjitam. It is one without a second. This is the Brahma, aham param Brahma. Let me apply that, expand on that statement with the verse Pratishedhuma shakyatvat నేతి నేతీతి శేషితం ఇదన్నాహమిదన్నాహం ఇత్యర్థా ప్రతిపద్యతే. So how to arrive at this truth? So what is the dynamic of realizing the truth? It is we missed the verse idamam soham ityatra. I have not done that. Oh, I am lagging behind a lot. We will say that and finish that and come to this. Idamam soham ityatra tyajyo natmeti panditaihi aham brahmeti shishtamshaha bhutapurvagater bhavet. Yeah, it's a beautiful verse. So, all that I have already explained, aham brahma. In aham brahma, this aham won't remain. It will vanish, you know. It will merge. It will vanish. Then why do you say aham brahma? If it is vanishing, why do you say aham brahma? So, bhutapurva gater bhavet. So, it is like a young man who is a brahmachari, is now married. Marriage takes 30 seconds. Marriage is 30 seconds. Preparation for marriage, it requires 30 days. Marriage itself is 30 seconds. So everybody will be looking. Indians are punctual only in such respects. Other times they are not so punctual. So here they are very punctual. Everybody will be looking at the watch. You have to see the spectacle. It is a spectacle. The Purohit, and a few other assistants, 4 or 5 of them, and some of the marriage party people, elderly people, everybody will be adjusting their watches. Hey, what is the time? Exactly. All their watches are now synchronized. They are all looking at. And then the orchestra, this drum beating party will be there, a dozen of them. They are all looking at these people. And so everybody is waiting. All mantras, rituals are all completed at least 10 minutes before the appointed moment. And so everything, and all are waiting. And now, like that he will show the way. And then the drum beating will start. And within that drum beat only he will say mantras. So everything merges. And he says, so dhruvante raja varuno dhruvan devo brahaspati. Like that the mantra, dhruvam, it is all dhruva. So Indian marriages are dhruva also, in a way. So in spite of various vicissitudes of life, the marriage remains dhruva. And the mantra is like that. And at that moment, the marriage happens. What is the marriage? There are 3 schools again there. In India, we love to differ with each other. So one school says, there is a paste prepared out of some auspicious items like turmeric, etc. And the young man puts this paste on the head of the bride. That is the marriage. Exactly at that moment, that is done. This is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, it is all like that. And when you come to north, Panigrahanam, the young man holds the hand of the girl, and then the curtain is removed. Can you believe? That was the first time he is looking at her. He is already married, and now he looks at her. And she looks at him first time. That the elderly people arrange marriage. They know, so the young man thinks that they know who is the right bride for me. They know. And similarly the bride, they know. Anyway, that is the marriage, Panigrahanam. The third is Mangala Sutra Dharanam. That is the third. 3 schools are there. So that is the Muhurtam. The Muhurtam happens at that moment. And then you make a statement. What? The brahmachari has become the married guy. Right? Now, why do you use brahmachari there? Brahmachari has now become the married guy. In saying so, did he keep his brahmacharitvam or did he give it up? He gave it up. But he gave up. He is no more brahmachari. But you show him and say, this brahmachari is now a married man. That brahmachari word you should not use, but you are using. This is called bhutapurva gati. Bhutapurva, it's a samasa. Purvam bhutaha bhutapurvam. It is the nishtha prachaya. Bhuta is nishtha. Nishtha means taktavatu nishtha. Bhuta, bhukta, bhuta. That is nishtha. Nishtha gets the upasarjana samujna. The sutra is nishtha. That is the sutra in samasa prakaranam. Therefore, bhuta, any ktaprachayanta is upasarjanam. Upasarjanam purvam. It occupies the first place in samasa. Therefore, purvam bhutaha bhutapurvaha, or purvam bhutam bhutapurvam. Krata krityaha, krityam krutam yena saha krata krityaha. Why krata krityaha? Krata is nishtha prachayanta. Therefore, bhutapurva you have to say, you shouldn't say purva bhuta. Meaning is purva bhuta only. So, bhutapurva gati. So, what was earlier is translated. Translated means restated. What was earlier is restated and the present status put on that. That is called bhutapurva gati. Gati is understanding. Gatyarthaha dhatavaha jnanarthaka api. That is the rule in Vyakaranam. All the gati dhatus mean knowing also. Therefore, you see or you understand the earlier status and restate it and then state the present status. In saying so, there is what is called nishedha. There is a nishedha there. Now, this is all a bit technical, bear with me. There is a thing called samanadhikaranyam. Both words appear in the same case ending. So, aham brahma. Like Ramo dasharathihi. That Ramaha, first case ekavachanam, singular. Dasharathihi, first case singular. So, both are in first case singular. It is called samanadhikaranyam. Adhikarana is vibhakti, case. So, samana adhikarana. That is the status, samanadhikaranyam. Therefore, Ramo dasharathihi. Here you see the words are different. The first word is Ramaha, second word is Dasharathihi, different. The meanings are different. Meanings are not same. Ramaha means one who makes you feel happy. Dasharathihi means the son of Dasharatha. Meanings are different. So, different words, different meaning. Meaning is called pravurti nimitta. That is the technical way. Bhinna pravurti nimitta. So, the meaning is different, the word is different. But the vastu, the thing that they indicate is same. The thing is same. So, Ramaha, a person. Dasharathihi, the same person. Not another person, not another thing. This is called samanadhikaranya. Okay? You got it? So, aham brahma. Aham is prathama ekavachanam. First case singular. Brahma is also first case singular. You have samanadhikaranya. Now, how to handle this samanadhikaranya? The samanadhikaranya is of three kinds. One is visheshana visheshya bhava. Like Dasharathihi Ramaha. Ramaha is the substantive and Dasharathihi is the attribute. Both occur in the same case ending and the same singular. Okay? Visheshana visheshya. Dasharathihi Ramaha. Ramaha who is Dasharathi. That is the sentence. Then the second one is Visheshana Visheshya Bhavaha. Is one more. Huh? That is the third I wanted to come to that. There is Mukhya Samanadhikaranyam. That is what it is. Means both are identical. So Ramo Dasharathihi is Mukhya Samanadhikaranyam. Shveto Hayaha, that is the Visheshana Visheshya Samanadhikaranyam. The white horse. The white horse means don't get wrong notions and all that. So the horse which is white. Okay? So that is Visheshana Visheshya Samanadhikaranyam. And I mean there is a town called White Horse in Canada. So This is Mukhya Samanadhikaranyam. Rama is same as Dasharathi. Dasharathi is same as Rama. That is the Mukhya Samanadhikaranyam. And Shveto Hayaha, the white horse, or Shveto Gajaha, the white elephant. That is also a very figurative expression. So that is a Visheshana Visheshya. There is no Mukhya Samanadhikaranya. The Aikatmya is not there. The Visheshana Visheshya Bhava. And finally we come to Badhayam Samanadhikaranyam. Negation. So both are in the same case ending with the same singular in the context of negation. So Aham Brahma. So that is the negation. Aham taken as a local self is negated. Is not really the local self. It is indeed Brahma. A standard example is Yashchoraha sa sthanuhu. No. Yaha. That is how it is. Yaha choraha saha sthanuhu. Bear with me. I am coming to the conclusion of it. So, this person saw a post, a wooden post, and assumed it to be a thief. And then he knew that it is not a thief. Now, it is said, hey, your thief is only a post. Can we say like that? We say like that. Your thief means not your thief. The thing that you have taken as thief. Right? Your thief is a post. Did you get that? Your thief is a post. Means what? Is the thief identical to the post? No. Is the thief an attribute to the post? No. Then what is it? It is not the thief, it is post. So the thief is not the thief, it is post. That is the negation. Therefore, aham normally means the local self. And that aham is not aham, as you have assumed to be, but it is indeed impersonal Brahma. Aham is person, whereas Brahma is impersonal reality. So what you took yourself to, what you took to be a person is indeed the impersonal reality. It is not the person. That negation is there. Under that negation, so what is before negation, whatever it was, that is aham. After negation, what is Brahma. Yashchoraha sa sthanuhu. Before negation, what was the thief? After realizing, before knowing it was the thief. After knowing it is a post. Similarly, before knowing it was aham. After knowing it is Brahma, not aham anymore. There the negation of the false is very important. That's why this aham is used in the context of bhota porva gati. So bhota porvam avidyavasthayam ayam ahamatmeti ya buddhihi tadapekshaya vatyartha jnane ahamullekha syadityarthaha. That is the Tikakara, the Anandagiri. Therefore, bhota porva gatir bhavet. So, to put in a nutshell, what I have taken to be myself, that small little self, petty self, local self, is not what it was supposed to be. It was a mistake, and I negate that mistake. It is indeed the Brahman. That is the bhota porva gati. And the Brahman is, you don't want it to remain a conceptual Brahman, and therefore, so you take it as the reality, the truth. Translate it like that. The reality, the real. Reality or the real. In saying so, you are trying to make it as less conceptual or minimal conceptual as possible. You have to do that. Otherwise, it remains away from us. So anyway, that Brahma, the reality, the spaceless and the timeless reality it is. And when is the spaceless? Now. When is the timeless? Now. Where is the spaceless? Here. And where is the timeless? Here. You see, in the life, there is nothing but here and now. That's why wherever you are, You are always here. You are in New York, you are here. You are in New Delhi, you are here. You are never other than here. Whenever you are now. In 2017, you are now. In 2016 also, you are now. You want to say you were now, you may say, but still now doesn't change. In 2018, what will be? Now. This 2016, 17, 18, etc., they are mental categories. They are not real. They have nothing to do with the reality. But people are crazy about all those things. Therefore, they build a cocoon around themselves in terms of time. Time is the essence of this bondage. I'll talk about it a little more later. Therefore, the critical aspect is nishedha. Now we will come to the next verse. So that verse is completed. Pratishedhuma shakyatvat neti neti iti sheshitam idannaham idam naham ityadha pratipadyate. In fact, in the earlier verse, though I did not read it today, but I explained all of it yesterday. In the aham aspect, whatever is the idam, you have to identify and negate it. That is all said. Now we come to this verse. So, to know the truth, you have to follow the method of neti neti. So Shankara is introducing one of the cardinal principles of Advaita Vedanta. That is negation. Neti neti. In fact, it comes from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, from one of those Brahmanas. I don't exactly remember, maybe it is Ushasta Brahmana or Kahola Brahmana, one of those. And at the end you find a mantra which says, Athata Adesho Neti Neti. Atha Ataha. They have their own meaning there. Like Athato Brahma Jignasa. Atha has a meaning. Afterwards. Afterwards what? So all that will be there. Ataha therefore. Therefore what? That is also described there. Atha ataha. Adeshaha is upadeshaha. Esha adeshaha, esha upadeshaha. It is the teaching. Upadesha. So upa is bring near, come near. That is upa. Come near. Disha. Disha becomes deshaha. Then show the way. Call the person near and show the way. Like you show me the moon. Okay, I will show you the moon. Come here. No, I will stand where I am, you show that. That way it won't work, You have to come near. So that means you have to come near means you have to give up all your armor. All the armor that you put on before coming to the class. So all that armor you should give up. And you should expose yourself. I mean expose in the sense, you should be open-minded. You should open yourself. If you don't want to open yourself and you want to remain a prisoner of what all you know or you practice, you want to remain a prisoner of all that, and you do not open up, and you do not want to expose, and then you remain at a safe distance, and I have to show the way. How can it be possible? Dish means showing the way. Therefore, you come near, you expose yourself, you be open, and then the way is shown. That is called upadeshaha. Like the moon can be shown. Oh, that is the moon. Like that. So, esha upadesha. Athata adeshaha upadeshaha. And what is the upadesha? Neti neti. So, na iti. There iti is the superimposition and na is the negation. Like iti, you take yourself to be the body and so you negate it. Neti neti. So, this neti neti you have to understand. That is the cardinal principle of Vedanta. Therefore, you see, Nagarjuna, the Bauddha Acharya, he talks a lot about neti neti. And therefore, in the context of neti neti, the Buddhist vision and Vedantic vision is very same. very, very similar, almost identical. So, you should not feel unhappy or bad about it. There is nothing to feel unhappy or bad about it. So, you see, Buddhism is very close to Advaita Vedanta. So, Buddhists are not dualists. This dualism is the problem. For them, truth is two. Two is the truth. How two can be truth? Unless you arrive at one, you have not arrived at the truth yet. You have to arrive at one. That is the quantum physics and that is the philosophy, Vedanta. Therefore, truth is one. Truth cannot be two. And Buddhists are not dualists. God bless them. They are not dualists. And therefore, Buddhism and Vedanta, they go a lot parallel. A long way they go parallel. This hostility towards Buddhism, it is inherited from Mimamsakas, Karma Mimamsakas. They are hostile to Buddhism. In fact, I have known a Mimamsaka who said to me in a conference, "Hey Swami, don't quote Buddha." Why not? The fact that something is said by Buddha is false. The fact that it is said by Buddha is enough to reject it as false. That is what the Mimamsakas say, the Karma Mimamsakas. They may have their own reason for that, because Buddha has altogether rejected the Karma Kanda. Therefore, the hostility is expected. But Vedantins, they are not Purva Mimamsakas, they are Uttara Mimamsakas, you know. So there is no reason for the students of Vedanta to entertain any element of hostility towards Buddhism. That is some introduction. So because there was a satsang question about it also. So that also I have answered. So Nagarjuna, he talks of fourfold negation, Nishedha, fourfold. Like what? Not this, number one. Not that, number two. Neither this nor that, number three. Not this and not that, number four. Fourfold Nishedha. Okay? So like that, so you put it differently. Not this, not that, not either, not both. The fourfold negation. And you see, what is this method of knowing the truth? You see, you need to negate your own conditioning. That is the point here. You are conditioned, and that conditioning, you identify so badly with it that you do not even look at it as conditioning. You start looking at it as the gospel truth. It is a mere conditioning. And now, negation is what? Negation is to know the conditioned as conditioned. So this is a conditioning, and you know that. In knowing the conditioning as conditioning, it falls down. It gets negated. So people should understand that the conditioning is not the truth. Then what is the truth? You tell something about the truth. You see, the truth is the unconditioned. That is the truth. No, you tell something more about the truth. I cannot say anything more about the truth except that it is the unconditioned. That is all I can tell about the truth. No, you tell something about truth in terms of space. Yeah, okay, I will oblige you. It is spaceless. So I have denied space. I have not told something in terms of space. I have just negated space. No, something about time. You tell about the truth. Kala iti kala vidaha. Mandukya. So Karika. Something about time. So because the The time people are there. They always talk of time. So truth will happen today morning at 11 o'clock at 12 minutes. Because by then, all Varjya, Durmuhurtas, Gulikas and Gandas are all gone, and Amruta will descend. Therefore, that is the truth. 11, 12 is the truth. So like the in term, that is Amruta. What Amruta? What is 11 and what is 12? What difference you find? Look at I am at 11 o'clock and I am at 3 o'clock. Is there any difference between the two? Therefore, but the people are conditioned in terms of time. And therefore, sir, you tell something about the truth. Okay, I will oblige you. Truth is timeless. And quite often, we are victims of our Puranic stories. Don't ask me to reconcile the entire Hrishikesh with what I say. Please don't ask me. I will not be able to do that. Unless you reconcile a few things which I will ask you to reconcile. How can I do that? I am a very simple sadhu and you ask such things for us. So, you see, the rishis, they are looking at the physical world. I am just demonstrating to you the vision of a rishi. Rishi means visionary. That is the translation of rishi. Rishi is translated as a seer, a visionary. So he looks at the physical world. It is before you. It is without you and within you. It is within you, the physical world, the body, mind. Mind is also physical. And without also physical world is there. And they understood, this is the way of their understanding. In philosophy you begin with what you experience or what you see or what you sense. In religion, you begin with a concept. There was a God, already conceptual God. In heaven, a conceptual heaven, who decided to create. Like that it begins. But here it is not like that. You look around. There is a world around you, which includes you. And this world, including yourself in terms of body-mind, this world is physical. It is bhautika prapancham. It is physical. Or material world. It is made of matter. What about mind? Mind is also material. Bhautikam it is. It is made up of the food that you eat. And food comes from the matter. And so it's a material world. It's a physical world. And somehow it is not real. Because it is conditioned in space and time. And therefore add space-time elements to that. And this is observational. What you call the world is observational, not existential. It is like a necklace, bracelet, etc., etc. These are all observational and linguistic. Vacharammanam, vikaronama, linguistic, observational and linguistic. They are what you see and what you call this or that. That is what the world is, not existential. It doesn't exist. It is like, oh, what a serpent it is. Now, what is this serpent? Is it observational and linguistic? Or is it existential? You tell me. It is not existential. It is linguistic and observational. That is the meaning of Vacharammanam Vikaro Namadhejam Murtiketyeva Satyam. Murtika is the existential, Satyam, existential. Part, etc. are observational and linguistic. This physical world is observational and linguistic. Then what is the source from which this world emerges? What is the source? The source is that, tat, from which this world emerges. No, I want to know what is the source from which this world emerges. The source is that from which this world emerges. Janmadhyasya yataha. He will not commit, the rishi will not commit anything more than that. Sir, you please elaborate a little. Okay, you look around, there is birth everywhere. There is no birth for the source. There is death all around. There is no death for the source. everything is contained within the space, and everything has a form in terms of a space. Form is a space. Spatial configuration is called form. And the reality, the source, has no form. It is formless. And the physical is multiple, multifarious, whereas the source is one without the second. There is no multiplicity and variety in it. So the Rishi doesn't commit more than this. What he is doing, so what he is doing is, he is not describing the metaphysical. Brahman is the metaphysical. Physical is the world. He is not describing the metaphysical in terms of the physical. He will not make the mistake of describing the metaphysical. Metaphysical means what is essentially transcendental of the physical. You don't want to describe in terms of the physical. He won't do that. That's why the Rishi is very cautious. Yatova imani bhutani jayante. He says, Yena jatani jivanti yat prayantyabhisamvishanti. Only that much he says. He never commits. Suppose you have to describe the metaphysical. You have to use elements of the physical. Elements of the physical means things that you see, things that you conceive. These are the elements of the physical. These elements you have to use to describe the metaphysical, which he will never do. In Gita also, Shri Krishna talks so much about Ishvara, but he doesn't commit one word about Ishvara, except saying that Yatah pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam swakarmana tam abhyarchya. He says, you worship that Ishvara, who Ishvara is a name given, which is the source of all this life on this in this creation, because of which all of this moves, pravrittihi, cheshta, or utpattirva, bhashyakara. So, yena sarvamidam tatam, which underlies all this, which pervades and underlies all this, that is Ishvara. He did not use one conceptual or perceptual description word, one word of conception or perception he did not use. He keeps the metaphysical just where it belongs. He doesn't pull it down to the level of perception and conception. That is how he uses. But still he has to describe the metaphysical in terms of the perception and conception. How can you do that? Neti neti. Did you get the spirit of neti neti? What a thing it is. Even while discussing about it, I am amazed at the vista of vision of these rishis. They do not commit the reality to anything physical. What a vision it is. Think about it. Om Purnamada Purnamidam